Yo, Xbox, where was the gameplay at? What's up, everybody? Fusion64 here. Today, I thought I'd give you my review of the Xbox Showcase. Before I do that, do me a favor, hit that like button if you're new here. Consider subscribing to the channel. All right, my big complaint of the PlayStation Showcase a few weeks ago was the lack of gameplay. There was very few trailers with real gameplay from first party, and Xbox suffered kind of the same thing. I thought overall their showcase was a little better than PlayStation's. They showed more first party games. Some of the third party games, they showed a Star Wars game, the Star Wars game from Massive, from Ubisoft, which did The Division. I think that game is going to probably be pretty great. Because The Division was great. Massive knows how to make good third-person shooters, so that's going to be great. The Yakuza game was awesome looking. Capcom showed off a new IP. That's amazing. But overall, when you compare the first parties, I was severely disappointed with Fable. They showed basically an in-engine trailer. This game was shown in 2020. It was revealed, and here we are 3 years later, still no gameplay. Hellblade 2, this is the third trailer we've got for Hellblade 2, and we've never seen Senua pick up a sword yet. What are we doing here? There's no gameplay. It's just like cinematic trailers. That was severely disappointing. I don't want to hear any in-engine crap. Like, show what the player is going to be doing in the game. That's gameplay. What else do we have? Forza. It's racing. Xbox has killed like the racing genre for me because they put out so many racing games. But that's going to be great, so you can't really knock that. I thought Starfield showed really well. Starfield looks amazing. That game's going to be great, so that's a plus for them. The In Exile game, I don't know. What are you going to be doing in that? It's like Clockwork. What are we going to be doing in that? That didn't look great to me. There was a few as they showed some Sea of Thieves stuff. Sea of Thieves, I'm kind of meh on. Like, okay, we're at the point where I don't really want to see any more Sea of Thieves things. It was the Monkey Island expansion. One of the big downers for me was they'd show Bethesda Presents, and I'm like, oh, all right, we're going to see some good Bethesda stuff. And then it's like Fallout 76, what was the Elder Scrolls Online, and that was a huge bummer for me. It was a huge tease. Like, I was getting excited, and then all of a sudden it was a huge letdown. Towerborn, that looked pretty interesting. They did show a whole bunch of Persona stuff, which was really good. People are going to love that. Those are all on Game Pass. Atlas revealed a new IP on their stage, which they get a plus for. The Cyberpunk expansion, that's pretty big. Overwatch 2, I feel like after they canceled the PvE Overwatch mode, they should probably just kind of like distance themselves from that. Let's talk about Like a Dragon. Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator is like a list war game. Like, nobody really who watches these videos, who's on Twitter, really plays and cares about Flight Simulator. They just like to use it because it's a high-scoring game. But the cool thing is that they actually did make like a game out of it. You're actually doing jobs now in Flight Simulator 2024, which is actually kind of pretty neat. But they had a Dune cross Flight Simulator thing, was kind of I don't know about all that. Payday 3 looked kind of mid. The 33 Immortals game looked really good. Yeah, so I mean, like, it was kind of up and down, mixed for me. I really wanted to see more. Like, same with we got from PlayStation. I wanted to see more, and we just didn't really get that. More gameplay. We got Avowed. Avowed really, I think there was like a downgrade. They made it look really cartoony. It looks like a cartoony Skyrim HD. I'm sure it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be like Skyrim Across the Outer Worlds, but I was hoping for more. One thing that stuck out to me here really is that none of the games were really visually amazing looking. Nothing was super stunning like you would see like God of War or Horizon. Nothing was in that vein really. Everything just looked okay, all right, nice, pretty visually, kind of cartoony. So when you got the world's most powerful console, you kind of just expected more visually. I thought it was wild that they kind of did like a one last thing for the Xbox Series S, a 1 terabyte version for $349. That was interesting. to having like your showcase or whatever. But they did show a lot of games, so I mean it was pretty decent. It just all depends on what kind of games you like. Personally, I think this was a better showcase, but I like the stuff in the PlayStation Showcase more. So what it really did tell me about the Xbox ecosystem is that I kind of moved on. I'm not interested in those games that they're making anymore. So if you saw in a recent video, I recently sold my Xbox Series X, and I came away from the showcase not being disappointed that I sold it, really, which is probably a bad thing for them. But yeah, Starfield looks great, but I mean that's only one game, and I'm not going to rebuy a Series X for just one game. So they needed to kind of show me a little bit more, which they really didn't. So yeah, I mean, if I was rating this, I gave the PlayStation Showcase a 6 out of 10. I'd probably give this a 7 out of 10, really. I don't think it was much better, but it was slightly better. Yeah, so that's really it for the Xbox Showcase. That's my thoughts. Once again, if you want to hear more thoughts, turn in on Thursday, FusionCast, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll have my partner, Rebel Blood's thoughts, and then we'll just get into a deep dive of all the games. But yeah, if you're new here, do me a favor, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys later. Fusion 64 out.